I had a lot of peatness to get out of my system before I could sort of die into a child. When people hear that, they mean, oh, that means your life is over. I don't mean that. I just needed to isolate and identify where the peat was so I could put it aside when I needed to for a child. And that is a much richer thing to do, just as they always say.
That's beautiful.
So the answer is about what we do with change. And my homeboy Ramdas says, make friends with change. And that's a really good way to look at the world, right? Make friends with change, because it's happening and it's going to happen. The good news is even the pregnancy is this really transformative thing, especially for the women. I can't speak for women, but it seems to be for my wife. It's this huge thing. It's the thing you thought you couldn't do. So it's a very profound thing to go through it and still be here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is what transformation is. Transformation is the thing you thought you couldn't survive happens, and then there you are. So you have a kid, I have a kid, and then that becomes the new normal, and you almost can't even remember what your life was like before. This is so your life, and it's so wonderful, and I don't spend all my time comparing it to what it used to be. It's just this. I've made friends with that change. And then the richness and the beauty and the truth and the light and all that stuff is completely true. I sort of look at my old life. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but I do. I sort of go like, what was I even doing? I was eating sandwiches because like now it has so much. It's all about Leela in this really beautiful. People need meaning more than they even realize it, and a baby is so much meaning and it's so much purpose in your life. So I sort of look back at my life and I'm like, I think I was just like, I wanted more Twitter followers. I don't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So just in the same way a pregnancy can be transformative, having a baby is the thing that maybe you're worried is going to destroy Adam Ray and the idea of Adam Ray and the story of Adam Ray. And then you have a baby, and then there you are. You're breathing, you're alive, you're happy. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you're tired, sometimes you're frustrated, all this, but you used to be tired and frustrated before.
Sure.
And all of these new things are blossoming. So when we talk about like whether or not we worry about what's coming, that is also a life philosophy. It's like, I understand maybe here's a real uninvestigated belief that a lot of people have, myself included. Worrying about the future helps me.
Yeah.
Like I really think people need to take that thought and any uninvestigated beliefs that they have and really examine it. If you want a book on this that I highly recommend, it's called Loving What Is. It's by Byron Katie. It's incredible. So that's what it's all about, is taking a thought like worrying about the future is good or is helpful or helps me prepare in some way. It's nonsense. The amount of time that I could spend worrying about what Leela will be like with this, or this, it's just a distrust of the universe. It's looking at the universe as something that we are visiting, not something that we are. I know I sound very new agey right now, but if you sort of have a trust in the lawful unfolding that includes chaos, that includes Leela having weird friends, that includes Leela getting mad at me. And if you don't resist reality, but you go, this is what's happening, you can make friends with change. You can make friends with the present moment. And the short answer is, I don't spend a lot of time worrying about things that are completely out of my control, don't even exist. And if we can all take something from COVID, you all thought you were going to be, for me, on tour. For people listening, maybe in school, maybe on at their jobs, maybe on a vacation that they were planning, maybe at a wedding. Guess what? Reality is what's real. Reality is what reigns, and reality is always in the here and now. So if we learn something from this, it is a certain surrender, but not a sad surrender, a letting go and a flowing with what is, that can really bring some of those, I should be doing that. Well, that's not happening. So what can we say yes to today to get some of those thoughts that are really tormenting us out of the way and let reality into the way? Does that make sense?
Fuck yeah, dude. Pete, yeah, dude, this is again why I just miss talking to you on a regular basis. Like you've got an outlook and a point of view and a way of breaking down, um, you know, life that is when somebody says something and you go, that's what I meant to say. That's what I think. Yeah.
I think everybody already knows this, and a lot of what I was just saying does come from loving what is. So I really do want to promote that book. It's
Cool.
it's not spiritual. There's no God talk in it. It's just talking about what stories your brain is telling you, and it's fucking incredible. And I love it. And people should definitely check out Loving What Is.